Welcome back to Figs Talks Fights. I'm your host, Brian Figueredo, and UFC 250 is in the books. Man, it was a hell of a card, so let's get into it. Your main event was your women's bantamweight and featherweight champion, Amanda Nunes, defending her featherweight title against your contender, Felicia Spencer. What do you want to say about this fight? If there was any controversy to it at all, it was the fact that Amanda Nunes didn't get a bunch of 10-8 rounds. Now look, before coming into this fight, for sure, I favored Amanda Nunes, okay? But I mean, with her now having 11 wins in a row, this was the 11th past Saturday. I mean, being the best night after night after night, it's just going to take somebody to just have a great day while you have a bad day. Guess what? Not this Saturday. Nuh-uh. All right? Amanda Nunes looked slicker, more technical, stronger, and freaking wider gap between her and the competition than ever before. This was an incredible showing. Now I know, with all 5 rounds, why didn't she finish her? Well, because Felicia Spencer. That's why she didn't finish her. Felicia Spencer, I mean, whatever narrative you want to run away with after this fight, it has to be involving the toughness of Spencer. I mean, even in the opening minute or two, she was taking some of those hard right hands of Amanda Nunes clean on the chin that put away, I don't know, Cyborg, that put away Miesha Tate, that put away Ronda Rousey, Sarah McMahon. The list goes on. Holly Holm, keep it coming, right? Amanda Nunes is just dispatching 2 divisions at once. She's now the first fighter, regardless of gender, to defend 2 titles, actively being the champion in 2 divisions. Incredible work by Amanda Nunes. Honestly, hats off to her, okay? Some of the things I wanted to highlight in this fight, I mean, Felicia Spencer, she gave what she could. She was just a couple of gears behind the whole time. I mean, you could see very clearly, look, Felicia Spencer, she's not a bad fighter. She's only lost to now Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg, which everybody has lost to those girls, okay? No shame in that. She was just half a step behind. Amanda was far more polished. That's how I looked at it. Way more polished. Okay, Felicia tried to have some moments in there. I know she was the bigger of the 2 of them. Okay, as far as bone structure and frame, Felicia Spencer would, on paper, be coming in stronger. But I forget if it was in the 2nd or the 3rd round. She went to a 1-2-3 quick blitz, changed levels, shot into a double, just got behind the hips of Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes quickly sprawled, got an underhook, dug, turned the corner, and then immediately followed, ran down the pipe, changed levels on Felicia in turn, grabbed a hold of his single, and hiked up an underhook and put Felicia on her ass. So literally, this took place in about 3 to 5 seconds of Felicia shooting, underhook, turn the corner, drive, underhook, put her on her ass. Impressive. I mean, it kind of reminded me of George St. Pierre and Josh Koscheck in, I think, 2007 UFC 74. Josh Koscheck being an NCAA Division I All-American Wrestling National Champion, getting deep on a double on St. Pierre. St. Pierre just sprawling back as Koscheck's trying to run the pipe on him. Drive. As soon as he stopped driving, St. Pierre lifts his hips, gets underneath Koscheck, and puts him on his ass. I mean, these are the only 2 champions I've seen that don't have a Division I wrestling background or an Olympic background of wrestling from their home countries and putting it on somebody that's what a main part of their game is. I mean, Felicia Spencer's main game and where her success comes from. And you can see even looking at the Megan Anderson fight, and even the way she pushed Cyborg and controlled the underhooks against the fence, she is strong in the grappling department. So what's next for the 2 of them? Look, like I said, Felicia Spencer, only 2 losses, to Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg. No shame in that. it's going to be, where does she go from now? I mean, 145 is shallow. You don't want to run a rematch with Megan Anderson and kill another contender. So who knows? That is up to Sean Shelby to find somebody else for her to fight at 145 pounds, because there's no effing way Felicia Spencer's going to make 135. Now, Amanda Nunes, look, she has her child that's due sometime in the early fall. Take the rest of the year off. These divisions need to play themselves out. I mean, I know Juliana Pena is back and she's looking decent. Maybe she can build herself up as a contender. But I mean, yeah, I could say, yeah, she's a rightful number one contender for Amanda Nunes. Do I think she has a chance at it? Like I said before, Amanda Nunes at this point, for anybody that's on the roster right now, to beat her, you're going to have the night of your life, and she's just going to have a bad day. Her cardio's on point. Fixed the problems from the complaints back in the day, her fading in the Shevchenko fights, okay? Especially the first one where she lost the third round. Shevchenko got on top of her and put her in side control and, ended the fight on top there, okay? All answered. All answered for it. How can she do against somebody driving the wrestling? Answered. Bigger, stronger on paper, girls. Answered. Okay? These divisions got to start working themselves out, and we'll see. I think she can go on and defend both these titles successfully. As long as she is 60% and above every night, she should be your champ for a while, and we might be looking at one of the greatest fighters ever. Regardless of gender, Amanda Nunes. One of the best fighters I've ever seen. Incredible. Moving on to the card. Cody Garbrandt makes his return after a 14-month layoff and coming off of 3 knockout losses in a row. Losing to TJ Dillashaw, then again to TJ Dillashaw, and then Pedro Munoz last year. And this is coming off his meteoric rise in 2016. Cody Garbrandt goes from making his UFC debut in January, gets 3 knockouts in a row, and then he's fighting Dominic Cruz when Dominic Cruz was still at the top of his game. Does a 5-round drubbing on Dominic Cruz and then turns around 3 knockout losses. It's a hard fall in this game, okay? And they paid him no favors for a guy to come back to. Rafael Assunção, look, Assunção isn't the most flashy name out there, okay? Or has the most flashy style or the biggest name, doesn't talk shit. He's just a hard-working guy, hustles, big, broad shoulders, hard to hit, hard to hurt, hard to take down, hard to submit. Cody Garbrandt was winning this fight, and he was on the way to winning a decision, okay? It was competitive by all means, but I mean, what didn't happen at the end of the second round? I mean, I don't know if everybody would be as high on Cody as they are now, but guess what? Rightfully so. He was looking for dips against the Assunção. He just kept kind of just putting up all kinds of different feints, coming in, trying to throw left kicks. Cody had a pattern that he kept switching up, and he was feigning a lot of things out there, baiting and looking for reactions, okay? At the end of the second round, you hear the 10-second marker or clapper happen, okay? And then all of a sudden, Cody starts backing up, does another dip to the side here. As he's coming down quickly, Assunção bites on it, throws a left hook, okay? As Garbrandt's coming up, he made sure that he stayed out of the distance, so the hook would be coming right here as Garbrandt's coming up, but literally used the momentum almost like a side squat and comes up and threw one of the fastest right hooks I've ever seen in my life. Rafael Assunção was out cold, and after the moment of me jumping out of my chair going, holy shit, I was immediately concerned for Assunção's health. That was a bad knockout. And I feel bad for him. I mean, he had up to a 7-fight winning streak, I believe, before he had the rematch with Marlon Moraes. And a long Assunção 7-fight winning streak was also a win against Marlon Moraes. He should have got a title shot a long time ago. It's too bad 135 has been hijacked a few times here and there. But it is what it is, okay? I don't see him getting to the top again after this. The guy's going to have to take at least 9 months off, cure that chin, do something that Cody Garbrandt just did. okay? I was even concerned. They put him on the stool. The commission, I have no idea what the hell they were doing. This is a concussed guy, you know, taking the stool away from him, getting to sit on the chair. He's clearly not there. That was vicious. Cody Garbrandt, welcome back. Look, it's hard to say he got rushed to a title shot, okay? Now, shut up, Mr. Nasty, for bringing that point. How can you say somebody is rushed to a title shot if they earned their way up there? Fair enough, but once you get to the deep end of the pool, I mean, you're swimming with the sharks the rest of your career. There's no time to go back and fight the number 13, 12, 11. That shit ain't happening in MMA, at least in the UFC. So, Cody Garbrandt, I'd like to see him take on somebody in the top 5 to 10 range. I know he's probably going to walk away with a number 5 ranking after this or number 6. Give him somebody that he can still build himself up, okay? Cody Garbrandt isn't too far away from the title, and once he gets there, make sure he has the confidence to sustain another championship run. But I mean, that division is pretty stacked, and I believe they just said it's all but official. They just need a date that Jose Aldo and Peter Yan are going to be fighting for the vacant bantamweight title. We already got a number 1 contender because Aljamain Sterling and Corey Sandhagen, I mean, you could have made an argument that even could have been the bantamweight title fight since it's now vacant with Triple C taking a little bit of break, holding out for more money, I suppose, but different story for a different day. Aljamain Sterling, he looked on fire. Now, Corey Sandhagen, this guy is no joke. No losses in the UFC, hasn't shown any major vulnerabilities. He's great at his stance switching. Former world kickboxing champion, former national kickboxing champion, has great movement, almost a la Dominic Cruz, okay? When he moves in forward with his combinations, where a lot of guys, especially like if they're an orthodox or a southpaw fighter, they're going to throw their combination and exit one way or the other, pivot and get out of the way. Well, Corey Sandhagen has this way of just going along, and instead of exiting, he'll actually switch stances. So if I'm throwing a power shot here, my lead foot now comes here, and then he'll exit this way, throwing a left power shot right behind it. Pretty incredible what the hell that he does, and he does it seamlessly. Boom, boom, boom. Aljamain Sterling did not give him 1 second to show it. He came out on fire. For every step that Corey was taking, Aljamain Sterling was taking 2 or 3. Got in his face, started throwing kicks right away, jab, worked his way in, got a takedown on him, took Sandhagen's back right away, wasted no time, slipped on a rear naked choke, did not get underneath the chin, but just over the jaw and started cranking it, okay? Couldn't choke him out, but you're still sending a message, gets the body triangle on, okay? Now, with the body triangle on Corey Sandhagen and Aljamain Sterling on his back, if Aljo's head is just right parallel, right behind Corey Sandhagen, Sandhagen was actually leading his hips towards where the body triangle is to try to put pressure on Aljamain Sterling to release it. Because that, I mean, look, if you catch somebody that has a bad body triangle on, you can hurt their ankles or even push a knee off it or something like that, okay? But anyhow, he was leaning towards while Aljo's head was here and trying to create space by getting a 2-on-1. Bad move. That Matt Serra Jiu-Jitsu that Aljamain Sterling's been doing the last 10 years really paid off, because as soon as Sandhagen went to go lift, Aljamain Sterling got it right under the chin. Now look, that was over. As soon as it was slapped on, it was over. If you ever see someone with a rear naked choke, if you can see the forearm underneath the chin here, okay, and that bicep and hand is closed behind their head and actually putting pressure into the choke, it's over. It's over. It's a matter of time. The arteries are cut off. You're either going to fight it off until you can tap or go to sleep. Corey Sandhagen did a little bit of both. Tapped and went out immediately. Aljamain Sterling, give this guy his title shot. He earned it, okay? Also on the card, Neil Magny, okay, coming back. This was actually his second fight, coming back from USADA suspension against Anthony Rocco Martin. Look, Anthony Rocco Martin came out to try to control the fight at first. Excuse me. You could see that for sure he wanted to wrestle. He wanted to make it a grinding match. Okay, he had some moments in the first round. Overall, I don't know if Neil Magny should have got a 30-27 scorecard, but I thought Neil Magny did win the fight. He was just more technical, landed more damage, breaking up from the clinch, really didn't take any damage in any controlling positions that Tony Martin had on him, okay? Landed more leg kicks, fought better at range, kept himself. Neil Magny's a 6'3", long guy for 170 pounds, and he fought like it, fought beautifully. And look, Tony Martin's no joke as a wrestler, okay? No joke at all. Neil Magny, no problem. Passed out with flying colors. Let's see if Magny can go on another run the way he was going up the ranks through 2015, 16, etc., okay? The main, or the first card on the main, or the first fight on the main card, you had your former first-time WEC Bantamweight champion, Eddie Wineland, take on Sugar Sean O'Malley. Look, it's very evident to see. I can see something special is happening with Sean O'Malley. This kid has an incredible mindset. He's very disciplined, okay? You can talk about smoking weed and playing Fortnite all you want. Very disciplined athlete and fighter, okay? Works on his technique, but I thought, shit, Wineland, is this too much too soon? Passed it with flying colors. You could tell Wineland was the more powerful striker out of the two of them, but I mean, I don't think Sean O'Malley was in danger for 1 second in this fight, okay? He just had the perfect amount of range to just get back, and then I think maybe 158 of the second round just feints an uppercut, gets Wineland to think it's coming up this way, and within the same breath, turns his hips, throws an overhand right, lands it clean on the chin of Eddie Wineland. Eddie Wineland falls back, smacks his head off the back of the canvas. Sean O'Malley walks off. A walk-off KO at 135 pounds. Look, Sean O'Malley is something special. Am I saying he's going to be the champion of 135 pounds? I don't know. I've been watching this sport way too long to start trying to call that shit, okay? You never know. But I mean, he is definitely on his way up there, and this guy is going to be a star. He's definitely part of the future of this division, okay? What's next for Sean O'Malley after that? Let's go light on him, all right? I've seen people just want to throw him right in the wolves. Look, as Cody Garbrandt worked his way up through the ranks really quickly, what happened as soon as he lost? He was still fighting top competition, needed to take a step back. Look, Sean O'Malley, it's pretty clear he's going to get to the top. Let's get him up there by facing the number 12 guy, then the number 9 guy, then the number 5 guy, and then put him in a number 1 contenders match, or give him the title shot off of that. But I mean, he beats Garbrandt. He's probably one more fight away from the title. Don't do this to this young kid just yet. He's going to get there. Let's build him up the right way. And if there is a hole in his game that we're not seeing just yet, let him do it against a number 8 or 9 ranked guy where he can go back to the drawing board. Don't let it happen in his first title fight for the whole world to see and go, wah, wah, wah. Come on. Let's build them the right way. They did it for McGregor, okay? Which I'm not saying they gave McGregor give-me's. By all means, they were all challenging fights. But he built them the right way, gradually. Do this for Sean O'Malley, okay? What's coming up next, you have another fight night coming down on this Saturday, June the 13th. Your main event is going to be Jessica Ai versus Cynthia Calvillo. Look, it is not the best fight night out there. This is not the best main event out there. But let's keep something in mind. What other sports are you watching right now? Unless you're watching cricket, I'm hearing fucking crickets because there are no other major sports are on right now, okay? UFC, look, I'm going to call them out. Even the very first video I did on this channel, okay? I'm not here to talk about the UFC's bottom line and be a fucking shill, okay? I am a fan. I love this sport, and I'm going to just try to call it how it is. But they're putting on fights in a pandemic. They have no live gate. They just lost $100 million worth of revenue in a year. They have to literally buy a hotel for every single, like, to just isolate all the fighters and the crew and the staff, do all the COVID testing, go all these extra miles, and they can only work with a talent pool that's in the United States right now, okay? Until Fight Island's a real thing, and you can bring fighters from all over the world to there, we're going to be looking at cards like this. So I remember it wasn't that long ago, it was actually 3 weeks ago, there was no MMA. No live MMA was happening. And for good reasons too. But let's be a little bit more patient with it. Should be a decent card. And trust me, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, those nothing cards you were watching, this is a million times better. So we'll take it for what it is, all right? If you enjoyed the content here today, please subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up if you want. Try to put out more content out this month. It's getting crazy out there. So let's all take care of each other and be well. But until next time,